This is Hkhs Sport bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping a foot on the what? On the next. We keeping a foot on the what? On the next. You know what I'm going to be anymore. 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 I'm not arguing. I'm simply explaining why I'm right. So hear me and hear me fucking well. Here's the cold-hearted. Here's the unadulterated. Here's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. Gervonta Tank Davis, he clowned the trolls on YouTube. And like I said, if you're part of the status quo, you are a fucking troll. Woo! What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me? You hear me? Fucking wow. If you are part of the trolls, then guess what? You are part of the fucking status quo. You're lumped up in the same fucking cult. This is what Gervonta Tank Davis said. I can't believe they erased Vasily Lomachenko's accomplishments overnight. You see, one superstar rival always acknowledges another superstar rival. Let me say it again. One superstar rival always acknowledges another superstar rival. This is why Hkhs Sport said the super duper hype job variation robbed us of the Tank versus the Loma super fight. Because he didn't deserve to win. And look at him at the end of the fight. Rematch? Why should I give him a rematch? Dude, the reason why you should give him a rematch is because you didn't definitively win. You said out of your own rabbit ass super duper hype job variation mouth that this fight would not go past 6. This is what Hkhs Sport is talking about when he says participation award era. They want to accept any kind of bullshit ass win. If I was a man of my own accord and I said that I was going to stop a motherfucker in 6 rounds and that shit didn't fucking happen, then I would sit there as a man with competence, purpose, and an abundance mindset and say, you know what? We got to run this shit back because I didn't even uphold to my own words. See, this is what's wrong with this Rudy Poor and Plum Plum brain. Classic Golden Troglodyte. Ultra fanboy with the ultra fanboy rhetoric generation. They don't hold value. They don't hold standards. They don't hold morality, and they lack ethics. They lack the wherewithal, the ingenuity, and they lack the wits and the smarts to do any fucking thing. Anybody with sense can see this. See, this is why Hkhs Sport is bringing you that what? That heat and that fire. And he's keeping a foot on the what? On the next. He's keeping a foot on the what? On the next. Go look at it. If you look at any news that has to deal with Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, everybody's saying more and more what Hkhs Sport is saying. Yeah, the Vasily Lomachenko started out slow, but in the second half of the fight, he dominated. It's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, It's because that's exactly what the fuck happened. Teofimo Lopez won round 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Vasily Lomachenko won round 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And I slightly favor Vasily Lomachenko in the 12, but I could understand why it was a fucking draw. So this fight should be 7 rounds to 5 in Vasily Lomachenko's favor, or it's a draw at worst. This means that the champion retains his fucking belts. Because the super duper hype job variation, not only did he not get his 6th round stoppage, not only did his dad not get the 2nd round stoppage that he said in super duper hype job variation, but the bottom line is the shit went 12. Look at Teofimo Lopez's face and look at Vasily Lomachenko's face at the end of the fight. That tells you everything that you need to know. I mean, come on. And these guys right here weren't working the body like that. These guys were headhunting. The reason why I'm using the face analogy is because the fight showcased who was using more headhunting than who wasn't. Who was out-angling the other. It speaks to what Hkhs Sport was talking about when he said that Lomachenko realized that his back foot was shit, so he went into the fucking high guard. And then when he was tired and he couldn't implement the high guard, he smothered Teofimo Lopez's punches. There hasn't been a fighter that has done that to the super duper hype job variation. Even Masayoshi Nakatani ate those punches. And what people are not talking about is the super duper hype job variation's power is overrated. What happened to his power? He was supposed to drop Vasily Lomachenko. So that tells Hkhs Sport that Teofimo Lopez is not more powerful than Jorge Linares. And the prediction king strikes second. All right. That Teofimo Lopez is not more powerful than Jose Pedraza. And a prediction, King strikes again. And that Teofimo Lopez is not better than Orlando Salido. And a prediction, King strikes again. And the reason why he knows the sport is saying that because Orlando Salido, like he knows the sport, said, dominated Vasily Lomachenko. But that didn't happen with Teofimo Lopez because he's a rough shed and a rough shot gambler that was looking for the knockout. And when he couldn't get the knockout, he was telegraphing his fucking punches. His fighting ability was so evident and obvious. But then they call him the next Roy Jones Jr. Don't make me laugh, man. See, this goes back to what Gervonta Tank Davis said. Boxing is filled with a bunch of fucking trolls. You can't listen to the shit that they talking about. And the reason why Gervonta Tank Davis is hot and bothered like grits is because he understands the three-pronged monster was enacted here, was activated. Economics, politics, and pugilism. They gave the super duper hype job variation the win, and now they ruined his aura of being to literally tank Vasily Lomachenko, because this shit was supposed to be built up. Vasily Lomachenko beats the super duper hype job variation. Gervonta Tank Davis literally takes 5 to 10 years off of Leo Santa Cruz, beats the freaking human pinata out of his ass, and then they meet up for the super fight of the ages, because this is a super fight. See, boxing sometimes can know how to fuck up a super fight. And that's what they did. They fucked up a super fight because they wanted to rob Vasily Lomachenko, because you have a whole bunch of boxing fans that are adverse to Vasily Lomachenko. And you know what he knows his sport is seeing now? Vasily Lomachenko is just as polarized as the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, the Andre Wards of the world, and the Earl the True Spence of the world. That's right. I said it. I fucking meant it. And I'm going to say it again because I don't give a fuck. When you're a true alpha extraordinaire governed by true alpha economics, you don't give a fuck. Vasily Lomachenko, his hate, the aversion for his hate, like Gervonta Tank Davis so eloquently stated when he said boxing has a lot of fucking trolls. He didn't mean that in the nicest of ways. He meant that in the fact that you guys are the most Rudy Poo and Plum Plum brains. He meant that because you guys are the most classic Dolce troglodytes. He meant that because you guys are the most ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. This is what Gervonta Tank Davis was speaking to when he said boxing has a lot of fucking trolls. Because you had damn near almost the entire boxing community fan base that wanted to see Vasily Lomachenko lose, and now they're accepting this bullshit participation award win. This is a sham of a win. And if you're a real fight fan and you're a supposed boxing aficionado, you would see the fight no worse than a fucking draw. Andre Ward saw it as a draw. Terrence Crawford saw it as a draw. And now Bob Arum is talking about Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez too. And a prediction king strikes again. And a prediction king strikes again. See, this tells you guys supply and fucking demand. Bob Arum, he's basically doing minor setback for a major comeback. He's done this shit before. He's done it with Manny Pacquiao. He's done this shit with Oscar De La Hoya. So now he's doing it with Vasily Lomachenko. And Teofimo Lopez can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. If the demand is there, guess what? You're gonna have to fight Vasily Lomachenko a second time. Because when it's all said and done, Bob Arum is old, but he ain't fucking senile. Let me say it again. Bob Arum is old, but he ain't fucking senile. And if a rematch is going to happen because it makes the most financial sense, then guess what? It's going to fucking happen. But the fact of the matter that Vasily Lomachenko has an L on his column, and the fact that he outboxed the super duper hype job variation, but yet he still has to deal with the fact that he got robbed. This is why people are running away from the hills when it comes to boxing. This is why they're running all the way over to MMA. The bottom line is this. Gervonta Tank Davis said that boxing has a lot of fucking trolls, and he meant it. But he meant it in the most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. Gervonta Tank Davis, you get the biggest salute of the damn day. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.